Have you ever listened to yourself singing and thought it kind of sounds like I'm talking? If that's you, take a deep breath and be kind to yourself. A lot of singers think that we are born with a singing voice quality and that's it, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Your vocal tract has so many different types of settings that you can learn to adjust to achieve very different types of voice qualities. Hi, I'm Mimi, and today we are looking at this tiny but powerful structure in your throat that is in charge of this emotional, softer, angelic sound quality, often referred as the cry. It's called the thyroid cartilage. Tilting your thyroid cartilage naturally lengthens your vocal folds, and it can even help with your vocal fold closure. This means that not only it helps you to achieve this emotional sound quality, but it also can help you to clear up your tone and lets you sing the higher notes with absolute ease. Quick note, if you are struggling with a lot of physical tension with your voice right now, you can try these exercises to see if that helps you, but be really patient with yourself and only do what feels comfortable. And if you feel like you're still struggling, you can check out my tutorial, How to Practice Without Anyone Hearing You. In that video, we work on finding that open, safe space in the throat for comfortable sound production. First, we will just locate the thyroid cartilage. And it is a part of our larynx. If you gently touch your throat, you can feel this structure right here. Be very gentle, don't do anything that feels uncomfortable. And if you swallow, the structure moves up and then down. You can also trace your finger down your chin, and then the first bump is your thyroid cartilage. Then if you move down, there is another bump, and it completely depends on your own personal anatomy of how big these bumps are. They might be really, really small, or they might be a little bit more pronounced. The structure that we are looking at today, the thyroid cartilage, is the higher one. And this whole structure, the larynx, is also called the voice box because it houses our vocal folds. As we are learning to tilt this higher little bump here, we can do it completely silently at first. And you can try a few things. So first of all, you can try just silent cry or silent whimpering, but just to make sure that you don't do a lot of other settings at the same time. So for the isolated control, try to make sure that you don't lower your larynx a lot when you are doing this. So just a tiny little silent whimper. And you might feel a tiny little movement, like tiny little poke from this higher structure. You can also think about doing a puppy sound silently, like, but you can try that first silently. And remember that this movement is really, really small. Don't try and overdo it unless you feel like you can't feel anything. So try these for a little bit. Make sure that you don't hold any unnecessary tension anywhere else, and then you can try again. And then you can try and hold on to that tilt so that you're not just doing that little movement, but you can try and hold that tilt position. So find that silent whimper. And keep it there, but keep breathing at the same time. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And relax your belly. And then relax and let go. Let's try and find that tilt again. So you can find that silent cry, silent little whimper, or like that puppy sound. At first it might be easier to just find that little movement. If you find it too challenging to hold it, then you don't have to do that yet. Just first really get comfortable finding that little movement there. But when that feels comfortable and you don't hold a lot of tension elsewhere, you can try to hold it a little bit longer. So let's try that together if you are ready. Find that tilt through the whimper or that puppy sound. Keep breathing. Make sure you don't tense your abdominal muscles. And if all this feels kind of doable, you can also try and find that feeling of space in the throat. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can check my previous video that I mentioned earlier, the silent exercises, because there we are practicing this false vocal fold retraction to find that open space. So now if you have already practiced that, you can take those exercises as a part of this same exercise and practice those two structures. But if this is a new thing to you, first focus on only the thyroid cartilage tilt. It should feel comfortable. There should be no pain. This is not like a painful exercise. It should feel neutral. And I'm holding my fingers on my thyroid cartilage just to feel the movement. So I'm not doing anything with my hands. So that's only gently on top of my thyroid cartilage, just so that I have an extra set of feedback so that I know that it's happening. You can also focus on the sensation inside. So without feeling that under your hand, you can still feel the tilts. But in the beginning, when you are starting to practice, it might be easier to have this other source of feedback. We are going to add a little bit of sound and combine it with this thyroid cartilage tilt. So we're gonna pretend that we are seeing something super cute, like a dog or a cat or my cute shark here, and saying oh, oh, with a really gentle sound. So try to resist the urge to push the sound out as you are doing these tilts. So just trying to find that emotional oh, 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 and do that at different pitches. And at the same time, make sure that you are not tensing your abdominal muscles or creating any unnecessary tension. So this should feel easy, and the sound should be clear. Oh, 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 oh. And you can try and go a little bit higher. Oh, oh. And you can even try your thyroid cartilage. Oh, how cute. Oh, oh. And or you can also try a little puppy sound, which is a tiny little sound. You can do it mouth closed or mouth open, whichever feels more comfortable to you. Make sure that the sound is comfortable, feels neutral in the throat. There's no tickling or scratchiness or need to cough afterwards. If that happens, it's likely that you are pushing a little bit too much air or the vocal folds are not closing properly in the vibration. If these are happening and this is completely impossible to you, you can first practice your vocal fold closure and retracting the false vocal folds. I have older videos about both of these, so you can go to work on that first, but be patient and give it a few goes, but try and relax your body and really focus on not pushing too much air, but you need to be active. Also note that the notes that I am doing here, or the pitches, they might not be right for you. So you can go lower or higher than what I am doing. Just stay within your comfortable vocal range. Notice how this type of sound inherently carries emotion. That is your thyroid cartilage tilting. The third exercise we're going to do, we're going to add a few notes, and we are adding a note pattern that is descending, just because it might be a bit easier at first to do notes that are descending rather than moving up with the melody. But as you start to practice, you can add different types of arpeggios, or you can practice with a melody of a song. And we're going to use ooh first, so you can think about that puppy sound, ooh, ooh, and then we are gonna do a few notes, ooh, 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 and you don't have to worry too much about these notes. If you find like, oh, I can't do that, don't worry, focus more on the quality of the sound so that it feels comfortable, even if you only find a few notes going down. So this exercise is not about a melody of this exercise, but we can do it slowly together. So with ooh, 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 ooh. And you can try it first with like a comfortable tone that naturally comes out, and try to make it as clear and comfortable as possible, even if it at first would be very speech-like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But then we can add that same tilt, and you can try again by finding that little tilt. You can even do that puppy sound first, ooh, ooh, and then ooh, 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 ooh. And you can go a little bit lower. You don't have to worry about where you are within your range. The aim is to do this within your comfortable vocal range. So I'm gonna go a little bit lower, and let's see how that feels. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So you can try that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How that feels? We can try and add a little bit more of that tilt. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Make sure you don't start pushing, because that easily happens when we think about this cry feel. We start pushing more air out, but it's almost like this beginning of that emotion. So the tilting is tiny little change in this structure. So the movement is tiny, tiny movement. Let's try that again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, let's go a little bit higher. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You can also just do at the same range. Doesn't really matter. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If it feels easy, you can go even higher. Ooh, 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 ooh. You can really think about that tilting. Relax your belly. Don't push, but the sound should still be clear. Ooh, 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 ooh. We can try and go even higher. Ooh. might help you to move a little bit of swaying to make sure you don't carry any unnecessary tension. If this melody feels too difficult, you can also try just a few notes. Ooh, 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 ooh. You can try even just one note. Ooh, 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 ooh. You don't have to add vibrato, it just naturally easily comes when you add that thyroid cartilage tilts. But you can do the tilts without the vibrato as well. If I do it without the tilts, ooh, and then with the tilt, ooh, or with the vibrato and tilt, ooh. So you can even try and change between those two. Ah, ah, ah. You can do the same exercise with ah, and make sure that you control the outcoming air. Don't push. Keep the sound clear as possible. You can also do this with a breathy sound, but then you need to make sure that it feels comfortable and that your technique is at that point, that it's doable without you stressing your voice. So with breathiness, it would be ooh, 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 ah, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. As you do this, let your nervous system sink into this softness of the sound. If your voice breaks or wobbles, that's completely okay. Your vocal settings are just exploring a new territory. That might be completely new territory for you, so be really patient with yourself. It's not gonna be easy at first. Be incredibly proud of yourself for exploring your voice with me today. Remember that singing is not a gift that you either have or don't have. It is this beautiful world of different types of adjustments and sound colors that you have every right to explore at your own pace. If you enjoyed discovering your angelic voice today, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel Sing with Mimi, and leave a comment below to let me know how these exercises felt for you today, or if you would like a part 2 video of this same topic where we could explore these techniques, perhaps with a piano or with a song. Keep being kind to your voice and kind to yourself, and I will see you back here soon. Bye now, bye bye bye.